I still remember the day I arrived at Blue Bay Villas Doradas, Puerto Plata, with a heart full of hope and a mind full of dreams. I had seen the pictures, read the reviews, and imagined a paradise where I could escape the chaos of my daily life. But little did I know, I was about to embark on a journey of disappointment, frustration, and disillusionment. As I stepped into my room, I was greeted by an eerie feeling of unease. The air was thick with the scent of aged furniture and stale air. The rooms were a nightmare. The paint was peeling off the walls, the floors creaked with every step, and the beds, dear God, the beds were as hard as rocks. I felt like I was sleeping on a deflated balloon, my back aching with every move. And don't even get me started on the toilets. Leaking, broken, and a constant reminder that I was in a place where no one cared about my comfort. The staff, were as useful as a chocolate teapot. Rude, unprofessional, and completely disinterested in my well-being. They would laugh at me, patronize me, and make me feel like I was asking for the moon when I requested a simple thing like a clean towel. I was treated like a burden, a nuisance, a problem that needed to be solved. The food was an abomination. Overcooked, under-seasoned, and a constant reminder that I was in a place where culinary skills were an afterthought. The snack bar in particular was a horror show. I mean, who serves stale sandwiches and calls it a day? The drink options were limited, and the Wi-Fi was as reliable as a politician's promise. But it wasn't just the physical aspects of the resort that were a problem. It was the attitude, the mindset, the complete disregard for customer satisfaction. They promised modern amenities, but delivered outdated technology and broken facilities. They promised a relaxing getaway, but delivered a constant sense of anxiety and frustration. And then there were the vendors, who would harass me at every step, trying to sell me something I didn't need. They would follow me to the beach, to the pool, even to my room, with a persistence that was both annoying and frightening. As I sat by the pool, surrounded by broken tiles and murky water, I couldn't help but feel like I was trapped in a never-ending nightmare. The entertainment staff, were as useful as a screen door on a submarine. They would play the same tired tunes, day in and day out, with a monotony that was both depressing and infuriating. I felt like I was in a prison of mediocrity, where no one cared about my happiness, my comfort, or my well-being. I was just a number, a statistic, a means to an end. And that end was to line their pockets with money, no matter the cost. As I walked out of Blue Bay Villas Doradas, Puerto Plata, I felt a sense of relief, of escape, of finally being...
Okay, so I was looking into stuff near Blue Bay Villas Doradas, Puerto Plata, just because. And it's depressing, honestly. Businesses around there, they kinda operate differently, I guess. Like a lot of places, they're running scams from actual storefronts. It's not just people on the beach trying to sell you things, it's like legitimate-looking shops. There was this whole thing with people in the Dominican Republic running a grandparent scam from offices in Puerto Plata. Can you even imagine? They'd call elderly people in America pretending to be their grandkids in trouble needing money. And they got over $5 million, $5 million from people's life savings. It's awful. I bet the victims felt so betrayed and probably spent months trying to get their money back if they even could. And the people running it, well, they were living it up. The news said the guy was calling victims fresh meat. They probably thought they were so clever until the police caught them, but still someone's grandma lost everything. Then there's the tour guides, or people pretending to be tour guides near Playa Dorada, which isn't far from Blue Bay Villas Doradas. They sell fake excursion tickets or promise discounts that don't exist. And then poof, the shop is gone and you're left with nothing. I bet people were stranded, missed flights, ruined vacations, the whole thing. It must be so frustrating planning a whole trip, thinking you're getting a good deal, and then getting totally ripped off. I can just see them fuming, trying to sort it all out while on vacation. It is so stupid. The shops probably just changed their names and moved down the street, right, starting the scam all over again. And it's not just tour, it's the souvenirs too around Blue Bay Villas Doradas. They'll sell you fake amber or Larima jewelry telling you it's the real deal, like plastic painted to look like a precious stone. Honestly, who would do that? It's just so mean. Those tourists probably went home excited to show their friends and family only to find out it was worthless. They were probably so embarrassed, and the shopkeepers probably just laughing all the way to the bank, moving to a new location before anyone can catch on. Oh, and this is a fun one. Overcharging. Shops near Blue Bay Villas Doradas, especially convenience stores, will rig their card machines to double charge you or steal your card information. Or just make up a higher price, and when you say something they pretend to be confused. Oh, a currency misunderstanding. Like seriously, I bet a lot of people just pay it to avoid a huge argument on their vacation. I bet they felt so helpless and violated, and those shopkeepers, they'll just keep doing it as long as they can get away with it because people don't want to fight on vacation.
The businesses surrounding Blue Bay Villas Doradas, Puerto Plata, they're a disappointment. A truly disheartening collection, frankly. It's not a matter of isolated incidents. It's a pervasive sense of letdown. A feeling that someone, somewhere, is consistently trying to get away with something. It's as if the very air hums with a quiet desperation, a relentless pursuit of the tourist dollar, with very little regard for, well, decency. It's a world where promises are flimsy, quality is questionable, and you're constantly left wondering if you've been taken for a ride. Let's start with places like Plaza Turisal. Shopping centers nearby, generally, should be beacons of convenience, places to grab essentials, perhaps a souvenir. But this plaza, it feels abandoned, a ghostly shell of what it should be. Reviews suggest a core problem. Parking, not just finding a spot, mind you, but the feeling of being actively prevented from parking. It seems long-term parkers, or even employees, commandeer spaces and security. Well, they seem more interested in protecting those spaces for asterisk them than for paying customers. Imagine that you're a visitor trying to support local businesses, and you're being actively pushed away. It's a small thing, perhaps, but it speaks to a larger apathy. The overall feeling is one of neglect. Some mention it needs renovation. It's not a vibrant hub. It's a place waiting to disappear. A warning sign, if you ask me. Then, there's Casa Colonial Beach and Spa, marketed as a luxurious, 5-star experience. The reports tell a very different story, a chilling story. A common thread emerges: the food. Not just not good, but actively bad asterisk. Seafood described as frozen and stale, dishes drowning in bizarre, overpowering spices, a general lack of any recognizable flavor. It's not simply a culinary failing. It's a betrayal of the island's own culinary heritage. You go to the Caribbean expecting fresh, vibrant flavors. To be served something so lifeless, it's almost insulting. And the beach, littered with garbage. A stark contrast to the idyllic images promoted. This isn't just poor housekeeping. It's a disregard for the environment, for the guest experience. Complaints of scams with charges. Imagine the frustration, the feeling of being actively defrauded. It's profoundly unsettling. The repeated mention of loud music from a neighboring nightclub until 3 a.m. compounds the issue, suggesting there's little consideration for guests seeking peace and tranquility. Moving on to the shopping experiences. Playa Dorada Shopping Center. The consensus: a tourist trap. Utterly, shamelessly so. Aggressive vendors, overpriced goods, a pervasive sense of being targeted. People report being pushed into shops, pressured to buy, and then overcharged. The mention of counterfeit cigars is particularly concerning. A deliberate attempt to deceive. The whole place feels desperate, half empty, rundown. A shell of a mall preying on unsuspecting visitors. One review talked about a karaoke shop scamming a patron, charging exorbitant prices. It's infuriating. The kind of behavior that makes your blood boil. There's a distinct feeling that this center isn't built to serve. It's built to extract asterisk. Calf restaurant. A place where your appetite might be the least of your worries. The reports are disturbing. Long wait times, coupled with shockingly unsanitary conditions. Roaches. Roaches in the bathroom, alive asterisk and dead. The sheer horror of that image, it's enough to ruin any meal. And then the food itself, dry chicken, tasteless dishes, and a complete disregard for customer complaints. One reviewer was forced to pay for a meal they couldn't even eat, despite pointing out the issues. It's an absolute disgrace, a feeling of being utterly powerless, trapped in a cycle of disappointment and frustration. It's like the restaurant is daring you to complain. It's a strange feeling. And finally, K-Vire